everybody, and welcome to Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 88. It's 88, right?
Yeah, you got it right. There you go.
Do this shit every week.
Look,
In fairness to me, because everyone must be fair to me, I was half asleep last time.
Everyone but me was.
I'm half asleep this time.
I didn't
probably
remember what the number was then, and I was half asleep, and now it's a week after that, and I don't remember what the number was then because I was half asleep at the time, so I don't remember what the number is now, do I? Because I can't base it off last week. It's 2 weeks ago, and who remembers things 2 weeks ago? I mean, really.
I don't know. Crazy.
I am your host, KCW, a.k.a. The Champion, and with me we have Kenshi.
The real champion. By the way, I'm Kenji618. And I'm so tired right now, I can taste colors.
And Slicer.
My everything hurts.
And Zero.
Hi, I'm back again, and I'm feeling great. I ate like 7 chocolate donuts. They're mini chocolate donuts. They're really good. Not very filling, though. So I ate 7 of them.
No, donuts kind of odd, unfortunately.
Very airy.
Yeah, it would be better if they were filling, because then, you'd feel full and you wouldn't immediately want to eat something else after you ate something incredibly fatty. It's going to make you balloon like a balloon. Yeah, that metaphor failed me a little bit there. So what are we doing? What have we been doing? I'll start for the sake of it staying in my head, and it's going to fall out if I leave it. So, I talked about getting in shape, and in pursuit of that, I bought a treadmill.
Yay.
It weighs approximately 60 kilos, I found out.
Yay.
Not 60. 30 kilos.
Yay.
No. 25 kilos, which is about 60 pounds. That was the thing that was, Which it turns out is pretty much around the amount I could probably deadlift. If I didn't care about injuries.
That's not good.
Upon further research, that is about the amount that a 100-pound woman could deadlift without any training.
Yeah, I don't know why you told me that.
He had a chart.
Because I don't have much
average
shame.
lifting what was for people and their ages and genders. It was,
Yeah, it was like a lowest possible number on that chart. It was... Well, I'm not particularly surprised. I have not done any, heavy lifting or weightlifting or anything ever, at any point in my life, ever. Hell, in PE, the only things that we would ever do was fucking ball sports, which I literally can't do because of my eyesight. So I never really got much exercise there either. So... It's never been a priority for me, but I'm, bought a treadmill, gonna try and get in shape a little bit. Enough that I don't collapse from running for like 100 feet. So, that was an exaggeration, by the way. I know it's probably a bit confusing on that front with the whole being able to lift like 60 pounds, but, I don't collapse after 100 feet. It's like 300. Yeah, self-deprecation. Does it make you feel better about me calling myself the champion, Ken?
Kinda.
Even though I totally am the champion.
You're not the champion. The champion does not lift 60 pounds.
So, literally right before we started recording this, well, not recording this, but the Reflux episode that we recorded like 20 minutes ago, Slicer and I did a bonus episode of Dark Souls, where I was doing...
Champion's character.
Yeah, the company of Champions, thank you. I
Whatever.
belong in the company, thank you. Yes, where basically everything does more damage to you, has more health, and you can't summon anyone, ever. Including NPCs. And then I decided, hey, I've been having loads of trouble on this boss fight. We should record what it looks like to do things in the company of champions. while I hit my head against this metal wall that is this boss fight, which was the Ruined Sentinels from the Bastille. I won. So that felt great, because I did an awesome thing, and it was on camera.
When you paused, when you said Bastille, I was expecting you to sing Pompeii. I'm very disappointed.
No.
Hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh.
It's getting a little sad, Zero Lee stealing all of my gimmicks, every single one. See, he laughs evilly, but I'm telling him it's sad. Oh well. Okay. Yeah, so that was awesome that I actually did something cool on camera. So, I am the champion, and you should all bow before my prowess in Dark Souls, including you, Slicer, because I did an awesome thing.
Slicer, get him killed again. Get him killed as many times as possible from now on. That's your green light.
Well, that's the plan, but I mean, now that I have your blessing, it just makes it more fun.
Yeah, you see, old me would be worried about that, but champion me, no. Bring it on.
Hey, Casey. Do 10 push-ups. Right now.
Okay. Can we actually do that?
Really? Okay.
I'm good to go.
Go for it.
I need to clear some space because my fucking chair is like...
Count them out.
I've had to shift things around.
I want to hear you. What? I want to hear you count.
Okay.
This is the
We're actually doing this. All right.
Yeah, you see, real champion makes people do this.
You gotta do the jump push-ups where you jump up and you clap and you land.
I'm not doing that. My headphones are going to fall off. So
jumping jacks are for losers.
No. Where you're on the ground and you push up so high that you lift off the ground and then you clap.
Oh, yeah. You can't do that.
Okay.
I like doing those.
1, 2.
Feel the burn.
3.
Get him up.
4.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know if they're doing them properly.
There.
6.
Go on.
7.
Yeah.
8.
2
You
more.
going all the way down?
9.
Doesn't matter. It sounds painful.
10.
There you go.
You did it.
Yay. So proud. So happy.
So I'm the champion. Yeah. I feel great about myself today. It's a good day.
I do 20 clap push-ups.
Fuck you. So, what else did I do this week? I'm sure I did something else and it was kind of important.
Did it involve money?
What?
Did it involve money?
No. I don't remember what it was. Also, I knackered my wrist doing that, because I have shitty wrists. Anyway, I guess that's my week, because I can't remember what it was. If it comes back to me, I'll bring it up. Zero, you go next.
Alright, so I missed a week, because of exams.
You suck.
Because of exams. So I got a little bit of catching up. Prior to exams, I actually had a little bit of a story. My boss scheduled me to work 1 to 8, which is very difficult with my schedule because I got out of school at like 11:50, and I got to my car around 12, and then I had to drive like 40 minutes to an hour to get home. So I had the plan to grab my uniform, get changed in the car, and everything would be all right. Once I'd change the car in the parking lot of my work and everything, or change in the bathroom.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably better to change in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Why didn't you take your uniform from home and then change after you were done with class?
I had it in my car, so...
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm heading over there. I'm heading over to work. And so I'm like, okay, I don't want to walk in there and then change the bathrooms. We're going to change. I decided I'll just change in my car. I can probably do that. And then I realized that I grabbed the wrong pants. Because you see, I bought pants in the past that were too small, and I never got to return them, but they looked exactly the same as my pants that I regularly use that fit me. So I was in my car, like half naked, trying to put these pants on, and they would not fit. And then I broke them.
Yay.
And then I
Great.
texted my boss from my car saying, I'm going to be late, I'm sorry, and then drove home to pick up the right pants. Yeah,
That's
that
great.
was fun. Like I said, I had exams. That was okay. I mean, I got my philosophy of art paper back, and I got an A on that, so I was happy about that.
Yay.
Because I like philosophy. I like it a lot. It's very fun. Because it's mentally stimulating. Also, I saw Mad Max Fury Road.
Is that any good?
It's really good. Like, they use practical
good.
effects for pretty much everything. All the cars are real, and it's very actiony. It's got very few scenes where it's slowed down, but the rest of it is action. You know, Furiosa is kind of the main protagonist here, so she's an awesome female protagonist. Max himself is more of an observer to these people. He does help out, and he is awesome, but I really liked what the story did, and it was just pure action and awesomeness. Consequently, on the other hand, I saw Tomorrowland the other day. And my opinion of that, actually, for those of you who don't know, Tomorrowland is loosely based on the Tomorrowland in Disneyland, that whole section of the theme park.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good for like 3/4 of the movie, and then the last quarter was just, it got confusing, and friendship and wishful thinking will save the world, and it's just like, where did that come from?
Yeah, this isn't the first time they've tried that. After the success of Pirates of the Caribbean, because that was the same thing, it was based on a ride. They also did the Haunted Mansion, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. So
But it's like, I liked the story, I liked the characters, but we never really got to see any of Tomorrowland while it was, fully functioning and everything was all great there.
Well, it was tomorrow-y, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, it's just, it had so much, like, potential. I liked the characters until we got to that part where they actually got to Tomorrowland. And that was the most disappointing part of the entire movie. So, I was saddened by that. Also, they generated characters for D&D. I'm filling out their stats and everything later. The stuff that we didn't calculate that I need to calculate, like their speed and everything, because there's various speed rolls and initiative and everything I have to work out.
I'm the fastest, or I will be.
I believe
Possibly.
it's based on strength.
In which case, Nick would be the fastest.
I'm still the fastest. Screw you guys.
So
He's a fucking giant. I'm faster than him.
Well, if he's a giant, he has greater leg length, which means he has bigger strides, which means he moves faster.
I'm a monk. I'm faster.
You will be eventually, but not yet.
yeah, not exactly. Like they rolled really low for health, so I realized that most DMs typically let them use their max roll at the start. So I rolled that way so that they don't die instantly, because otherwise Slicer would have 2 health.
I would have 4.
5. I had 5 with my Constitution bonus.
Yeah, he has Constitution. I don't. So I got a 3 plus 1.
I
so
had the most.
No, Slicer's brother had it.
I had the most out of us here.
Kenji's going to get a complex about how he's inferior to Nick. It's going to be great.
Oh.
I just don't know whether it's going to be Kenshi or Kenchi. Maybe both.
Also, Kenji, you know your power to grow hair on every surface?
Yes.
So I told my dad about that. Right? And he's like, I hate that superhero. That is such a disgusting power. And then immediately started to think of supervillains to stop him. Among them, there was the barber with the catchphrase, "You've been trimmed," just to fight against Hairman. There was Nair, which used
Ne'er-do-well. Ne'er-do-well. That's got to be the name. I was thinking Nair.
Nair, who was laser hair removal.
Yeah.
And then the last one...
Except that's not laser hair removal, that's actually a...
No, yeah, it was at first laser hair removal, and then he made it into Nair. And then the last one was Skinhead, who had no hair whatsoever, and had the inability to grow hair on any part of his body because of a disease. So he would be the ultimate counter.
Zero.
Yeah. Not really.
I need to get into contact with your father and a very good artist, because this is a graphic novel that needs to happen now. I'm not even kidding.
That could be the new One Punch Man. I mean, that started as a webcomic, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Talk to my dad about that.
That was great. You could tell he was trying to make fun of me. I think that's awesome.
It's just such disgusting power.
It's pretty disgusting.
It is.
But the whole not being able to grow hair thing is kind of not a counter.
It also
if you can grow hair on any surface, then you can grow it on walls, and walls can't grow hair.
It also may have inspired something that I may put in D&D.
I'm
great.
To it.
Awesome.
Joy.
Speaking of D&D, I was playing the other day. I didn't get to stay long or after like I wanted to, so I could work out your guys' stats and check with my DM about all the stuff there. But I did manage to end up in a very sticky situation involving a dragon. And in his campaign world, there are dragons, and then there are dragons that are the champions of the gods, essentially. I had one of those with me to help take down this big, tough, scary guy that I thought was going to be in this city, this abandoned city. Turned out it was this other guy who was this illusionist who then hypnotized the big, scary dragon that was with me to go and kill me and everybody I was with.
Great.
So, yeah, I decided I'm going to self-sacrifice myself, and I flew up in its face and then flew up in the air, and I'm going to basically keep flying up there. At least that's what everybody else thinks. Because I cast Mislead. And Mislead is a great 5th level spell where you create an illusion of yourself at the same time you cast invisibility on yourself.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And then
I think it had a different name in 2nd edition.
And then your clone moves double your speed. My speed, by the way, is 45 feet per round because I have boots that increase my speed by 10 feet. And if he's flying, since I have the wings of flying, which moves 60 feet per round, he's going to be either using 90 or 120 feet per round. And I calculated that out. If he keeps flying upwards and taunting the dragon, and the dragon keeps flying upwards, it's going to be pulling an Iron Man or something along those lines. We're going to be entering the stratosphere.
All right.
Because the concentration, because that double lasts for an entire hour. So, basically, what I'm hoping to do is either have the dragon faint from lack of oxygen and then fall, and then if the dragon wakes up, they'll be like unhypnotized. Or
you're assuming that the dragon is stupid.
It is hypnotized and being really stupid. It is basically mindless right now. And also, it's the embodiment of anger, and I'm going to be taunting it. Because it won't be able to catch up with the tiny elf that's flying faster than it. Essentially. So, I'm going to be basically pulling an Iron Man with a fake me. Because I'm going to be on the ground. Because there's no limitation to Mislead. It lasts for an hour no matter what. So it's a really powerful illusion spell. And none of my friends know that I'm using it. I passed a note to my DM, so the other PCs think that I just went and my plan is to sacrifice myself. as a distraction.
Everyone should know better than that.
I'm just like, my character's not a hero. No.
Are we gonna keep Skype open so we can do the tip or the note to the DM kind of thing?
We're probably gonna be using Google Hangouts instead, actually.
Yeah.
Because that's more reliable, faster, and does video easier.
Yeah, we might.
Is there a private messaging feature?
Probably. Yes.
Alternatively, there is private messaging
Okay, good.
through Skype. But, yeah. Also, I was just linked to a website by one of my friends where I can basically generate dungeons, so that's going to help a lot.
Oh.
And that same friend, Troper, has been sending me traps from Grimtooth's Book of Traps. And I've seen some really good ones that would probably instant kill you guys, that I'm not going to use.
Fine. If I die in a trap, I'm going to curse your name, Tempest Troper.
I'm not going to use ones that are going to instant kill you, probably, but I will use ones that put you in very bad situations if you fall for them.
Oh, that's fine.
Because, pressure.
Casey will fall for all the traps.
In fairness, he mentioned one earlier, and I immediately came up with a counter. So
Yeah. I mentioned it because I wasn't going to use it.
Oh. Just a demonstration of my cleverness, then, as champion.
You're clever. Your character is not clever.
Isn't he, though?
My character is intelligent.
Yeah. Not good at decision-making, but good at recalling information.
Traps
Well, so if there's a way to disarm the trap that would maybe make something else go off, then he would probably do that. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Other than those things, and the fact that I'm done with school, oh yeah, I had a hard day at work the other night, and then I punched the metal wall in the walk-in.
Intelligent.
Yeah, I know.
Why?
I never do that, but I was really upset because it was just really hard, and then I hurt my hand, and I felt like
no, really.
No, like I had like swelling, like my hand was starting to get swollen a little bit. And I was like, I feel like Kenshi now.
No, Kenshi doesn't punch metal walls. Kenshi punches things he can actually break. If his hand breaks with it, so be it. At least the other thing is
You
broken.
can't break a metal wall.
No, I can't break a metal wall.
Call yourself a champion.
I'm still a human being. I'm looking to transcend that for the time being. That's what you got. You hurt your wrist doing 10 push-ups. I don't want to hear that from you.
Who said? My wrists are fine.
You said you hurt them. Whatever.
I also found out that on Roll20 there is a jukebox, so I can play music for everyone to hear, and then I can play multiple tracks at the same time, which is gonna
I did.
just perfectly fine.
Sorry, what?
On Roll20 there's a jukebox, so I can play music that everybody can hear, and then I can play multiple tracks at the same time, which will be
Does it have
interesting.
Rock Me Amadeus by Falco?
I don't think so.
Damn.
But I think that's it for my weeks. If there's anything I've forgotten, then I've forgotten it, and I don't care.
All right, then.
Okay. I remembered what I was going to talk about, because we've not talked about it for 4 weeks, because people I haven't seen the film yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
I haven't seen the film yet. So, now we can absolutely talk about fucking Avengers.
Yeah, Ben didn't seen that. Go for it. I don't care about them.
I haven't, but whatever.
Do you care about spoilers? If so, I can message you
No.
when spoilers are over.
Nah, it's fine.
Okay. So it's a good film.
Yeah.
People have been shitting on it. I'm not entirely sure why.
Why?
Because of the Black Widow and Hulk romance thing.
Yeah, that was kind of out of nowhere, I admit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the rest of it
That's
was...
the problem with films. It doesn't give you chance, especially since they haven't, for whatever reason, they haven't deigned to have another Hulk film or a Black Widow film. So, of course, we don't get their plots expanded on.
Yeah, which is sucky.
It is. Hell, she didn't even get any mention of it in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Which is kind of dumb.
I think
Could have
they've
actually at
realized
least
that
had a
Hulk
nod.
films don't work. Hulk by himself isn't terribly interesting.
The last one was supposedly decent.
Yeah,
but
the current Hulk is good. The thing with the Hulk, though, is he needs something big to fight. I have a friend who's theorized that they could possibly do Planet Hulk stuff. Now that Hulk's basically, in the Avengers, he went in a plane that was capable of space travel, apparently.
Mm.
So if they're to do a Planet Hulk or something like that, that would work out just fine. Because Planet...
I just want to... Shit. Okay, there's an end of spoilers in the description. I'll note it down in the notes. So when spoilers are done, you can come back then. We haven't actually spoiled anything important at this point, so...
Yeah.
Alright. So... Yeah... I'm not sure about Hulk. I don't think he's coming back at all, to be honest. I think they're done with that.
He's not coming back till after the Civil War.
Mm.
Who's not? What? I didn't hear the name.
Honestly, one of my friends hypothesized he might show up in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Because he's gonna he could end up in space with that ship that he's on.
Ken's right about Civil War, though. There's no place for him.
He's not going to show up in Civil War. That's definite. That's a definite. Because there's already enough in Civil War.
Mm. Do they actually have the rights for Spider-Man to be included in that? Because he's kind of a central player.
Yeah. Spider-Man's going to be in that.
Cool.
They're including basically everyone, even General Ross from the Incredible Hulk movie. But not the Hulk himself.
Well, you don't really need the Hulk himself in the film. That just muddies the issue. But you can have people talking about the kind of effect he has because he's a super, or whatever you want to call it, a meta, or whatever they call him in Marvel. And the effect that he has on the world, just based on what he did in Age of Ultron, when he smashed that city to pieces.
Yeah,
for
Wakanda.
No reason. Mm.
Iron Man jackhammer punched Hulk in the face. That was great.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Black Panther's not going to get along with Hulk. Smashing a city in Wakanda like that.
When's that film coming out, anyway?
I want to say 2016, but I think it's 2017.
So, let's go super spoilers then. Quicksilver, huh?
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah. Faster than
That's unfortunate. I liked Quicksilver.
I didn't see him living that movie, dude. He wasn't...
I liked it. I liked the moment where the fucking Thor's hammer was flying through and he just stops and like, ooh, and then he tries to catch it, just flies away. Great.
They were talking about there was an ending they had considered where Quicksilver ended up living.
Yeah, and Hawkeye died, I guess.
No, he just lived.
Oh.
Because technically he should have like fast healing or something, or I don't know.
I would have been okay with him living. That would have been okay.
Yeah, but they wanted to show there were stakes. Yes, he got shot like 40 times. Faster than a speeding bullet.
He was blocking the shots from hitting Hawkeye, that was why.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Instead of grabbing and moving Hawkeye.
Yeah, that probably would have made more sense, but, you know.
It was Quicksilver from the If it was Quicksilver from the X-Men, then if it was Quicksilver from the X-Men, then he would have just diverged all the bullets around him.
But he's not an X-Man. He's he wasn't an X-Man in X-Men, but he's something else in Avengers. Apparently, I think
they're going with Inhumans and whatnot because they don't have the rights to X-Men.
Yeah. Thanks, Fox. I think it's Fox.
Yeah, it's Fox.
Okay.
At least I still have my Deadpool comics. Yeah.
Don't know what that was. Scarlet Witch was cool, though. Kind of. She had some moments.
Yeah.
No, she did. She was kind of just weird plot device a couple times.
Yeah.
That's
but the ending was cool.
She's always been.
I liked Quicksilver more than Scarlet Witch in that, to be honest.
Yeah, so did I. He was a fun character, and she was just, as I said, plot device.
Yeah. Quicksilver was cocky, and he was just... It's great.
Yeah. What else? Oh, the Hawkeye thing. People hated Hawkeye, and now they don't because he's Family Man.
Also, he got all the best lines.
Yeah, I always liked Hawkeye. So now everyone's catching up to my awesome, so yeah, it's okay. I understand you're not all champions. It's fine. Not
You're really
everyone's
riding
champion.
this thing.
I am. I'm fucking proud, that's why. Alright, yeah, but I always liked Hawkeye, and then everyone sort of jumped on the bandwagon for this film, I guess. Because he had some good lines. Like, he's done the fucking hypnotism thing.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Or... We're on a rope, we're on a floating island surrounded by robots, and I have a bow. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah. It's a good film, and I don't get why critics are not liking it. It's strange.
Because...
It might be because, like I said when I first talked about the film, that everything had been spoiled already. We knew about Vision. We knew about fucking Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. We knew that fucking Ultron. We knew it was going to be Tony Stark that made Ultron. And we knew about the Hulk fight and the Hulk Buster. We knew everything. So, yeah, that
Hulk fight was pretty awesome, though.
It was, but they released that in a trailer as well.
At least part of it. I didn't watch it, though.
Neither did I. At that point, I'd had enough of it spoiled that I just didn't want to know.
Yeah. It was a very satisfying fight, though.
I loved Ultron.
Yeah. Seemed like an okay guy.
Okay. When he wasn't trying to murder everybody.
I thought he was okay. He didn't have the gravitas that Loki had. The paradoxical gravitas of, the unfavored son. Like, it made no sense that Loki would be as charismatic or interesting as he was, because he's pretty much defined by, oh, daddy didn't love me or something.
He should have been a lot whinier, yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't, and he was actually a fun character and a fun villain, and I liked him. And Ultron just...
That's why they cut out scenes of other characters in Thor, too, just so they could get more Loki in.
Yeah. Because the characters in Thor 2 were kind of rubbish and no one cared.
Everybody liked Loki.
Yeah. Wasted Christopher Eccleston in that second Thor film, to be honest. He played the villain.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because I didn't watch the second Thor film.
The villain was kind of super bland, but, you have those.
The villain wasn't anything. He didn't have any... I don't even know what his goal was. He was just there, doing stuff.
He's going to plunge all the worlds into darkness and stuff, because he's a dark elf.
Okay, yeah. So maybe they did lose something in the plot from just having more Loki scenes, but... Yeah.
Yeah.
More Loki, less plot, just what you want.
Basically, yeah. Well, it kept the fangirls happy, I guess. Goddamn Loki fangirls, I don't...
And there's Thor Ragnarok.
See, I don't know whether that refers to the clone of Thor, or just, an actual Ragnarok.
I think it's referring to the actual Ragnarok.
Okay.
From what I've seen of it.
Because there is a character called Ragnarok that was basically a clone of Thor, right?
I don't know, I barely know anything about comic book Thor. Nobody reads Thor. I'm sorry.
Pretty much not.
I know much more about Deadpool. Ask me about Deadpool, I know. Thor, no.
Yes, Ragnarok is Thor's clone.
Yes, I just looked it up. He is a cyborg clone of Thor. He's a Thor robot.
Hey, look, it's Ultron. Ultra Thor.
Okay. Metal Thor.
Mecha Thor.
Silver Thor? I don't know. Apparently at some point we just started naming Sonics and putting Thor on... I don't know. Anyway. Anything else about Avengers that deserves discussion in particular?
There was
aside from that one scene,
there was
with
a
everyone
plot
just sort of
hook
hanging out.
for the villain of Black Panther, the guy who loses his hand. That the other dude, yeah, he's a villain.
I don't know anything about Black Panther.
Yeah, I figured it out after the fact from like a review I read.
So in other words, you read a review that basically explicitly stated that that guy was the villain for Black Panther.
He was basically like Claw or Hook or something, I don't know. Something involving a hand that he gets replaced, and he's the same character with the same name.
Yeah. So what's Iron Man doing now?
Iron Man...
Because he appeared to retire at the end of the film.
Yeah, he's gonna show up in Civil War.
Yeah, he's gonna retire until super shit goes down, then he's gonna be all for the registration of superheroes.
He's gonna show up in Civil War, and then that's gonna be it of Robert Downey Jr.
Oh. That's a shame. They're losing a lot of pull from that, I guess.
So they need to get another Iron Man.
I'd like to see Captain Falcon just go front and center because he is fucking awesome.
Yeah, Captain Falcon. For those who don't know, that's the Falcon becomes Captain America at one point, and he's Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
He's the eagle, basically.
He's the Falcon.
Yeah, but he's like America now, like with all the red, white, and blue.
But I like that character, so, I'd love to see more of that. But we're probably not going to, fortunately. So that's pretty much the end of the Avengers talk, I guess. Oh, I do love the scene where they're just hanging out at the party afterwards.
Yeah.
That was
Great.
cool.
I love
having a
Don
scene like that?
Cheadle.
It was a nice load of character moments, so it was great. I love that. So 37:30. Let's say 37:30. That was the ending point, so it will be 37:50. 37:50 and spoilers. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You should be, coming back in like 20 seconds ago when I was talking about numbers. And that is when the spoilers ended. So, welcome back. People that didn't want to hear spoilers for Avengers 2. Done Zero, done me. Kenchi. Go, Kenchi.
Okay, it's going to be short. Alright, so, good day, kind of, I think, I hope, because I'm no longer bottom bitch. There's a new assistant producer, so I'm not bottom protocol anymore.
Kenchi's a senpai now.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm somebody.
Make him call you Kenchi senpai.
I'm not going to do that.
You should do that.
I'm not going to do that.
Are you a champion or not? God, I love this.
I want to
make me
see the
check.
look on that person's face when you tell them to call you Kenshi Senpai.
They're going to give me a what does that mean look. So I'll have to explain what that means. It's going to take longer to explain it than I'll get satisfaction from the first time the joke comes through.
I guess, yeah.
If it takes longer to explain the joke than you'll get satisfaction from the joke, there's no need to tell the joke. That's the way it
I'm
works.
thinking it's a joke.
Yeah.
I think they should actually just call you Kenchi senpai. I think that's what should happen.
Comedy math. Let's see, in addition to that, oh yeah, I finally decided to take steps to preserve my health when I'm doing things that I shouldn't be doing on a bad knee. I have a brace now.
Oh, God. Finally.
Wow, finally?
See, here's the thing. I'm a cheapskate, first of all. And second of all, I'm one of those people that's always convinced they're never hurt.
Yeah. Despite all three of us telling you, hey, maybe you should stop.
For several weeks in a row.
What do you guys know? None of you are athletic.
You bitched about your knee before every recording.
Everyone.
And during every recording.
Everyone that does things of a physical nature is always a little banged up. I mean, come on now. Can't stop. If you can walk, you can play. That's the rule.
That's one way to look at it. Sure.
It's the way real men look at it. It's the way champions look at it. Let's put it that way. Problems? Questions?
What? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention because you were being such a...
Yeah, of course not, because real champions wouldn't need to be told such a thing. That you know nothing about. Let's see, what else has Kenshi done this week?
I'm glad you abandoned that attempt because it was really sad. Trying to take my champion swagger. That's still not really a word. God damn it, why did I even say that?
Because you don't have any?
How could I have something that doesn't exist? So you're right, technically I don't have any.
You're trying to force... You don't have to walk around telling everyone you're a champion, they just know. You're trying too hard.
No, I'm not trying to tell everyone just to tell everyone so they know. I already know that everyone knows I'm a champion.
God damn it, tell me I'm a champion!
It's just that I'm proud that I'm a champion, that's all.
Zero, tell me I'm a champion.
You're a champion.
Slicer, tell me I'm a champion.
No.
Do it!
No.
Kenshi, if it makes you feel better, then from one champion to another, I acknowledge you're a champion.
Zero, say Casey's not a champion.
Casey, I have not witnessed your championship yet. So as of yet, you are not a champion.
It's pretty champion-y. That's a word. Shut up.
It's not a word, so therefore your opinion on your opinion on champions is disqualified, Slicer. So it doesn't matter what you think.
Oh.
It only matters what Zero thinks. I'm a champion, Casey's not a champion, and that's all that matters.
Right.
If that makes you feel better, Kenshi.
It does make me feel better. That made me feel a lot better, actually. I really, really feel great. You have no idea.
Okay.
I'm very petty.
Anything else, Kenshi?
No, not really. I told you I didn't have anything.
Okay. Slicer, you have stuff.
Yeah, there's first thing. I'm not Southern. Don't know why I did that. Anyway,
first thing.
Yeah. So
I gotta tell y'all about something.
Hey, you don't get to do that.
Term... What?
You don't get to do that, Casey.
You're right. That was racist of me. I apologize.
I thought it was hilarious, but I'm not very, sensitive to that. But my new term of college starts today. I failed to mention this because I assumed, I'd have enough time, but no. I tried to hold off on getting classes on Tuesdays because that's when we record, but I had to take one to get full-time credit so I didn't have to pay loans instantly instead of, 6 months after I finish.
Yeah.
College. Yeah. So, I'll have to either leave early or we'll be done by then. We should be done by then, but, you guys talked about Ultron for 30 minutes and then Champions for another 15, so I don't know.
We only do 2 hours, you know that, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, sure. Okay. But, so there's that. There's that class. And besides that, I went to a Renaissance fair.
Yay.
Everything hurts. How?
Did you get medieval on someone's ass?
They got medieval on him.
Yes, actually. There was, I was wandering around the first day just doing stuff. I bought some axes to throw. Well,
Yay.
I didn't get to keep the axes, unfortunately.
Aww.
I did pretty good at the axe throw. Completely failed the knife throw because the knives are dull as all hell. I could probably slam it down in my hand and not do anything. Wouldn't want to do that, but still.
Mm.
And then, hey, I got to the archery booth, and they were using traditional bows instead of compound bows. So it's just a curved stick, a string, and the arrow, and you. And, very different. But there was a lot of overlap, so I did pretty well. I kind of hung around that booth for a while, then walked around, and I found a LARPing group. It's just some guys up in a tent. They were going to do a show pretty soon, stuck around to watch it. It was awesome. So I went to all their shows that day, and got to know some of them. I sparred with them a bit. I did fairly well. It's tiring. I was tired after like 15 minutes. So I just kind of alternated between those two things, the archery and then the LARPing. And they were short-staffed at the archery booth, but I couldn't help because I wasn't in garb, and all the staff needs to be, medieval-looking, sort of. believably. And so the next day, they had a shirt for me, so I officially started working at the archery booth then. And since I was in garb, I could then join the LARPing group, because I'd hit it off pretty well with them, and actually join in battles. And it's full contact, so shield kicks, shield charges, grappling, all that stuff. Yeah. So, Ken, I'm still going to rag on you for all the stupid shit you do, but I've discovered charging people is really fun.
Right.
Of course, I get thrown around because I'm usually lighter than the other people, but, yeah, alright. Like, the first day I could actually fight, it had rained, and it was still kind of sprinkling out, so it was a swamp, the ground was. And me and this other girl charged at each other, and I went low and she went high, and I got a foot to the chest, and she got a forehead like to just above her knee. Yeah, then it was a tangle of limbs at that point. The crowd loved it, people were laughing, it was great. Probably would have been more enjoyable if I didn't get the foot to the chest thing. Almost knocked the wind out of me.
Yeah.
And I landed right in a puddle. But like 3 or 4 inches deep puddle.
Well, then you're just mud wrestling, and that just makes it better.
Pretty much, I guess.
I'm actually not into mud wrestling, I just want to throw that out.
Right.
Anyway.
It's kind of disgusting, yes.
Mm.
And, there was charging, and the next day, I'd asked, on the second day, I had asked if I could use their bow, just to test out. They had a few bows. They were much, much lighter weight than the ones I'd been working with at the archery booth, because, they're, even though foam arrows, you don't want to hit people too hard, because that will hurt.
Mm.
But on the second day, I couldn't actually shoot people with them, because when the foam gets wet, it's like getting hit with a brick, so don't want to do that. Mm. Thankfully, the next day, I could prove my mettle as an archer, and I was doing pretty great. Unfortunately, this guy's like 6'8" or 6'8", and he's enormous. He was a mountain of a man. And every time he would come at me, and it was fun. It was great. So between that, I was just doing helping with the archery, which is all getting the arrows, helping people shoot, that kind of stuff. And one thing great about the archery booth with traditional bows is, with a compound, it's all pretty simple. You grab the bow, you pull it back, and you line your eye up with the little hole. The bow does most of the work, but even the cocky people who thought they knew what they were doing, after they pulled it back and fired an arrow and missed horrendously, they're like, all right, I need help, because it's just like, it's jarring how much you need to do. So that was really nice. You didn't get a whole lot of assholes just trying to... No drunks either, so that was nice. Like, the knife throwing and the axe throwing allowed drunk people. It didn't go poorly, thankfully, but it really could have.
Mm.
Drunk people shouldn't be holding actual sharpened weapons and throwing them. But
well, in fairness, that is medieval authentic. That happened.
Pretty much, I guess. Yeah. All right. So I made the mistake of wearing shoes on the second day, so I had water instead of socks at that point. Mm. And I got some really bad swamp foot, and I only made it worse because then I wore boots. I wasn't wet, but then I was getting all kinds of friction. So I've got a total of 7 blisters, and one of them's the size of a quarter.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Mm.
Yeah. And that was my week. I almost can't get down the stairs because my legs are so stiff. And I'm all done.
Okay. So I guess that's the end of that thing. If I can,
I'm happy Slicer enjoyed himself in medieval days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm going to be joining the LARPing group. Actually, they meet every Saturday in a town about 45 minutes away. So.
Oh, there you go. Find a hobby. Sweet.
Yeah, and I need to get in shape anyway, so it's really physically demanding.
I hope they beat the shit out of you, so you know just a little bit about how I feel every week.
I hope they do. That'll be fun.
Yeah. And we can all be champions together. Except for Zero.
Sorry, Zero.
I'm just ignoring you.
He's plotting his revenge right now.
Anyway, so next topic is shipping goggles. So, I think everyone is guilty of this a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, you see two characters interacting on, well, doesn't even have to be on a regular basis. They just interact and something happens, like, one pats the other on the shoulder or something really stupid and innocuous like that. I think, oh, they'd be great together. Oh, that's so cute. They're flirting. No, that's not what's happening, but that's what it looks like to someone who is wearing shipping goggles. So yeah, Slicer, why don't you tell us all about shipping goggles?
It's a lot different than I thought it was, actually. I thought it was something else.
Oh, okay. What did you think it was? I'm curious.
I don't know. I didn't think of that part about that, actually. I thought it was like seeing the best in a character, so they, people just kind of forget the flaws of Hermione or Sakura or any female character, and most of the male characters, actually.
Draco in leather pants, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the thing about the shipping goggles. I don't know if I ever have them or not, because here's the thing. While I don't really ship anything in particular, I'm more of an anything that moves kind of guy.
Well.
I don't care. So I don't know.
There you have it, folks. Kenshi doesn't care.
Anything with a pulse. Pulse optional.
Anything that can potentially be warmed up.
This is getting gross.
Wow. Alright.
Or the cavity.
You'd fuck teeth?
If the cavity's big enough.
Okay.
You went there.
Anyway, so yeah, shipping goggles are. It's a good example of the audience's imagination running away with them, which can be a good thing as far as fanfiction is concerned. It means they can just run away with it and just say, hey, this is the story now. And they're fucking, hey, these two characters are going to get together and it's going to make the story go in a whole different direction. That's great. That's a new way to write a story, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of works for that because you're actually doing something with it.
It's used very differently if you say it for fan fiction or for comics or cartoons or manga or whatever. It's because when you're writing it, it's very deliberate. But in anime and other animated things or even just manga, it's something you can easily misinterpret. I don't really know how to describe that to anybody. Do you get what I mean?
Not really.
Oh.
Shipping goggles is when you see something happen between two characters and you interpret it as romantic, even if there's probably no romantic subtext there. It's just you want to see those two characters get together, so you see any interaction as having subtext of a romantic nature. So, yeah, I could see the dark side of it being, a lot of forum arguments happen over this kind of crap.
Yeah.
It can get ugly sometimes.
Very annoying.
Yeah, and the downside is it can... In mediums like fanfiction or webcomics or whatever, where the audience is given a space where they can be very vocal about this sort of thing.
They will bitch if it's not the pairing that they have shipped in their mind.
Yep.
That's fun.
Yeah. Someone wanted me to ship Harry Potter with Cedric in one of my stories. That was...
Wow.
Yeah. And they then tried to have Cedric be a vampire because it's the same guy from Twilight, and
Yeah.
that happened. I ignored that review summarily, so, That.
He didn't delete it, so hey, credit to you.
So that's probably the best response an author can have to someone afflicted with shipping goggles, is just to let them have the fantasy, and if they get all whiny about it, then just ignore them. It's fine, they have an opinion, they're unhappy that the story didn't go the way they wanted it to, but it's not their fucking story, so...
Yeah, shipping goggles are not great.
No. Well, like I say, they can be as far as creativity goes, but there are very few that would actually take that creativity to the point where they would actually create something.
Yeah.
People just like to imagine and daydream and such. Anything else to say for shipping goggles? Because we appear to be having dead silences quite a bit.
The thing about shipping goggles
really.
is people are... I feel like, to me, it happens, and there are some series where there aren't any major ships or anything, and that's when this really crops up. I remember there was that one character, I think it was from the Lorax, with the one guy that people had nobody to ship with, so they shipped him with himself.
What?
Yes, and it was a thing, and it lasted for like several months before it suddenly disappeared, and like nobody talks about it anymore.
I don't even...
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty much the right reaction, Ken.
People want to ship people with other people. That's how it tends to work. If there's a female character and a male character, they'll ship them.
There's two male characters.
Two male characters.
Female characters.
But if there's a male character and that's it for one of your main casts,
or if there's a character and a phenomenal cosmic entity, then
if there's a character that interacts with another character, someone will want that character to fuck the other character.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Even more so if they don't get along, because they think it's adorable.
Which is a little weird. But
if anybody has ever played Fire Emblem Awakening, they'll understand that shipping is... it's
oh
fun.
god, that whole game was about shipping.
Oh yeah, it is, and it's fantastic. Trying out different ships and everything. Every playthrough.
Your excitement for that is just... You can't hide it, Jura.
Because when you ship...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you do that, and then their kids come back from the future, and they have different stats reflected upon how the parents that you chose. So you can breed your units, basically. It's hilarious. And it's fun, because the support conversations are great. But shipping goggles is just... It's not like that where it's... In Fire Emblem Awakening, it's allowed, because there are limitations as to which characters can be paired with other characters, because of... those two characters don't have any chemistry or this or that. The difference is with shipping goggles, a lot of the time it's these people don't have chemistry together, but they had one cute moment, so they obviously deserve to be together forever. And then if you see somebody writing in that fanfiction, a lot of the unlikely pairings result from shipping goggles. And they don't make sense. I'm not entirely sure how Hermione and Snape works out.
It's, I can vaguely understand that on Snape's side, at least. She's very much like Lily was.
Sort of. In a way. Close enough, I guess.
Yeah, that's basically the thinking that... I'm not entirely sure how Hermione's side goes from that.
Yeah,
but,
that's the problem. What I'm saying is... There is an element of romance that is craved in a lot of stories where you develop the characters. Because people want to see those characters interact with others in a deeper, more intimate way.
Yeah. With this ring has... I'm not going to call this a problem, because space battles really do clamp down on arguments that go a bit too far. But with this ring, there are like 16 pairings that are all in the running at the moment because that series does not really want to go into the romance territory for the most part.
Because it's hard.
Yeah. But, like I say, it's pretty much well controlled. It's not people going insane and yelling at each other for not sharing the viewpoint of how the characters should be paired. You know, the author's pretty active in the thread, so he will sort of put the kibosh on anything that gets a bit too ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just say, no, that's not going to happen. That's stupid.
That's good. I know the games we play, it doesn't have that problem because all of the female characters hate him. He antagonizes all of them almost as soon as he meets them. Except for maybe Blake.
Blake, Raven, they're the big ones, I think.
Yeah, but the thing about shipping goggles...
And there was a reason I mentioned Phenomenal Cosmic Entity, by the way, because they ship the self-insert character with the embodiment of avarice. So they call her Ophidia-chan.
Yeah, so the thing about shipping goggles is that's what they are. They are goggles that you're viewing the world through, and they kind of distort things. So the best way to proceed with that is to try to view things as objectively and as fairly as you can. We're trying to weigh considerations for and against the pairing that you were thinking of, rather than looking at the for and not the against.
I'm not so sure I agree. I mean, shipping goggles can be fun.
Yeah.
Just fuck it, go with it. Just don't be a dick is kind of my opinion on it.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
don't be a dick is good rule of thumb for anything.
Yeah.
But, you know, in this in particular,
if you're
because
looking
you just sound moronic if you go too
If you're
far.
looking to avoid it and try to be without it, then that's one way. I mean, it's not necessarily bad, but if taken to an extreme, and you're being a dick about it.
See, this is one of the audience problems that can lead to misery scenarios. I'll explain the reference. Stephen King book, I think it was Stephen King. Woman is a fan of a writer, and she kidnaps him
I know that.
and injures him so he can't leave, and then demands that he writes a story that involves, I think it was her, and something happens. It's basically not a story he wanted to write, but she forced him to write it that, like, you know, do this or I'll kill you, or I'll torture you, or something like that. That's what you look like when you go too far with shipping goggles. That's what it becomes. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You're the creep with the pit in their basement.
Don't hate on other characters just because your ship isn't going well.
Yeah.
You know, try to be fair about it. Because everybody has their own ship. Everybody has their own shipping goggles.
I do, yeah. I mean, Slicer and I pretty much share Harry Hermione a little bit on that one. And we hate Ron, but hating Ron is because he's Ron and not because, you know, he got the pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate the character for the character, not for who the character ends up with, basically.
So it depends on how you want to write it. If you want to write with the goggles on, okay, that's perfectly fine. Just don't be an angry dick, I guess. If you want to write it without the goggles on, then that's going to involve you taking some of yourself out of the story and looking at things from what will work objectively and trying to figure that out on your own. And that's fine as well. There's nothing wrong with that. I think I've said a lot of stuff and probably contradicted myself at least 3 times. So that makes it for a pretty good topic.
Yeah. Stop stealing my hosting duties. I'm a champion.
Who's unzipping their pants?
What? That was the sound of my pajama
If someone
pants.
else is doing it.
That's the sound of my pajama pants rubbing against the leather of my chair.
Oh, it's actually kind of nice because that was restricting.
Awesome.
Oh, so he actually did unzip his pants. Okay.
Yeah. Next topic is what is the next topic? Cool characters, quote unquote cool characters.
How about those trench coats, hey guys? Yeah.
That white hair for no explicable reason.
Fuck you.
Yeah, but you have an explainable reason.
Was that directed to Ken or the people who write stories like that?
Both.
Or all?
Metallica t-shirts. Rock band t-shirts in general.
Yeah.
I'm willing to go
Two-tone
as far
hair.
as say any themed t-shirt. Or just shirt.
Two-tone hair.
Dragons.
Frosted tips. Fuck you. Frosted tips are not cool anymore.
I'm willing to accept the two-tone hair if it's like Ryuko or something, where it's just one strand or whatever. I mean, it can be overdone, but just make it subtle, I guess.
Not in the fic. I'm not watching it. I'm reading it. I don't give a fuck what the hair color is.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't matter.
True, yeah, I suppose. Then again, in that vein, it doesn't matter what they're wearing or what they look like either. So, I mean...
But here's the thing. That way they spend like 4 paragraphs describing it to make you drive home. This guy's so cool. Like this character.
He likes Metallica. Metallica are cool, right? To answer that question myself, no, Metallica are not cool and have not been cool for like 20 years now. So... yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Getting out of personal vendetta. But, yeah, see, cool characters. People also do this with characters that already exist. You don't have to make up your own OC. You can just, turn some character that's already there that you don't like certain traits of into your own OC with a base that's already been started for you.
Remember when I said frosted tips? I was still talking about the same character who was also wearing a Metallica t-shirt, and that was Naruto. So that was fun. Yeah. Blonde hair with red tips, because reasons.
That's pretty bad.
People. Why?
I was going to go with no, but, that works too.
I mean, it's still a no, but I have questions that need to be answered. Why?
Because, two-tone hair is cool. What? Quote unquote.
I don't... what else is cool?
Sunglasses.
Yeah, sunglasses are cool.
Oh, God. I was going to say tattoos. Most of the time. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, the tattoos.
Most of the time they're used very poorly.
A butterfly riding a rainbow and having sex with a supernova on your arm. It's a great tattoo.
I don't know about that, but that's pretty awesome.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, for the sheer audacity of it, sure.
Yeah.
Just don't try to sell it as cool, though. Otherwise, it's just, that doesn't work.
And always having your character get the best one-liner in every scene.
Yeah.
Okay, as far as character design, I think we can probably agree less is more. Don't go overboard with flashy crap that affects nothing whatsoever. Your character does not need to have like 16 different colors in his hair, or sunglasses, or a cool scar, or tattoos over his arms that are like skulls and shit. And he's wearing fucking 3 Days Grace t-shirt because they're super awesome band.
What?
Shit. Oh, fucking no. I'm just listing random bullshit qualities.
Your character shows up wearing all black with a giant sword and an impossibly huge sword. It's so big it can't even be called a sword, and their hair's wide and they look like guts, but they're not because they're prettier.
Yeah. If you're actually directly referencing other things with your character design, you're not creating a character. You're trying to ape another character.
And just slapping other stuff on that character.
My character has the voice of Dante from Devil May Cry.
Which Devil May Cry?
4.
That's a good question, actually.
The reboot, because his new revamped character was so awesome. Capcom did a great job with him. So much so that I'm going to put him in this fic. So everyone can enjoy.
You can make a cool. You can make a cool original character without going through the conventional things that other people do. And okay, all black. It makes sense if your character's like an assassin or something, and they're trying to blend in with something.
All black makes sense if your character does not actually know anything about fashion and they're just throwing black together because it's easy. That's what I do. If they're not trying to be cool. If they're actually trying to be cool and fashionable and they're wearing all black, then they're shit at it.
But no, wait, they're a cool person because they're cool even though they don't try to be cool.
Listen, for design, just basically breaks down to don't make your character look like 1996 MTV threw up on your keyboard.
That's a good metaphor.
It is. It's pretty good.
And what about attitude as far as a cool character goes?
I just thought of something when you said that. I thought of in D&D, I got to make a random grunt in this army because we were taking from another point of view, and my character wasn't there. And I gave the grunt like sunglasses and Johnny Bravo hair, and his name was Stevie Storm, and he was Johnny Bravo, basically.
Awesome.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that because Johnny Bravo is hilariously awesome. But like when
he's awesome in a funny way.
Yeah, he's awesome in a funny way. But it's like if you're trying to seriously do something like that and make it awesome, I'm sorry, but I can't.
No, I mean,
character.
Let's be real. Some of the cool characters that people think are really cool characters were played for laughs. I mean, Kamino was played for laughs. He was a badass, yes, but he was also a dumbass.
Yeah.
And they did not shy away from showing that part of him.
Oh no, they were aware of it.
So you've got to have a little bit of self-awareness that your character does not have the sun shining out of his or her ass. So,
yeah. On that note, if you want to make a character that's cool or awesome, have them prove it. Prove that they're cool or awesome. Don't just try to make the design scream, okay, I'm awesome, I'm super, super cool guy.
Or you could have the stupid over-the-top character design and then have someone immediately call them out on it for trying too hard.
Yeah. But
That's
don't just ignore
fun.
it and don't just have the peanut gallery saying, oh man, they look so cool, oh man. Have them prove that they're awesome first, is my main thing. If you really want them to be awesome. Because I'm not going to accept it until I see the character actually do something.
Yeah. Anything else to say for cool characters, quote-unquote, cool characters?
Don't have them have... Yeah. So you go.
If you're going to make a cool character, either let the action speak for them, or just don't ever call them cool yourself or in the narrative. Let the other people maybe comment on it.
I wouldn't even do that.
I assume there's going to be other people around it, unless they're just alone in a void. Which, at that point, what's the point?
Yeah.
Ken, you were going to say something?
I wouldn't even have the characters around your quote-unquote cool character point out that they're cool, or supposed to be cool. Your work is supposed to have them your work is supposed to have the audience draw that conclusion and form that opinion themselves. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to express it in the work in any way, shape, or form. Let's
go with the obvious example that is probably forefront in everyone's minds at this moment. Sasuke.
Sure.
He was supposed to be a cool character. And the audience, the peanut gallery, were constantly saying, look how cool Sasuke is.
Yeah, I wasn't buying it. Because everybody kept saying he was. You know? The show don't tell.
That would be believable.
Don't shove it down the throats of the people reading or watching your work or whatever.
Anyway, Zero, you were going to say something way back when.
I forgot it now.
Forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
Shucks. Well, it's your fault for saying Slicer should say something.
Yeah, it's okay. It probably wasn't important.
Yeah.
Oh wait, now I remember.
Oh, I was going to make another champion comment.
No.
God damn it.
I remember. No, Casey. I remember. Don't have them have anything that doesn't necessarily belong in that world. Like Casey mentioned, the Metallica T-shirt. Similarly, sunglasses don't exist in all areas of the world. If you're doing
denim jeans probably
denim
don't
jeans,
exist in something that's like, you know.
Or motorcycle in medieval times, no. You know.
It's my
That
iron
takes
horse,
a
come
special
on.
kind of stupid to do
It's
that.
my iron horse, come on.
It's just, yeah, you gotta be careful. And by that I mean don't be stupid. Do what's fitting.
Oh, and finally, we should probably talk about power overhauls as far as cool characters go, and then transition into power overhauls, which is our next topic. So,
Sure.
let's give Naruto the Rinnegan,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
because that's cool.
Yeah, all those cool abilities that come with the Rinnegan. It'd be perfect. No?
Yeah, I mean, why shouldn't he have it, right? I mean, it's practically his already.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. And, oh, tell you what, why not give him the Sharingan as well, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rinnegan one eye, Sharingan the other eye. We're actually describing what happened to Sasuke. That actually happened.
Wow.
Okay,
This works out nicely.
It does, actually, doesn't it? Yeah. Since we already called
Look
him
at
out as a
that.
quote-unquote cool character. Go figure.
You know what's
But
even
yeah.
worse than that? Shadow magic in Harry Potter. It has never once been used well. I've at least seen a few good Rinnegan fics, but
Yeah, the Rinnegan fix, a lot of the time you just see people let him use it, you know, as he feels like. Sometimes you get people, you know, having a backlash for it, like it uses a lot of power, and since he has to have it on all the time because he can't turn it off, you know, it's like almost impossible for him to use any of the super awesome techniques that it has.
yeah.
Kind of a nice drawback. Shadow magic is
There's no balancing. It's way too overpowered for the setting. There's no other power. There's no black to the white, or however you'd say that.
I'm not going to say how you would say that, but yeah, it's not a problem of balance, I don't think, because let's be real about this. The Harry Potter setting does not have balance as far as it goes anyway, because
No, not really.
fucking apparate, stunning, done, wins every fight. But they don't actually use that in any of the fights in the book because that would, you know, ruin it. Yeah. Giving a character different powers because, you know, you want it to have the cool powers rather than the shitty ones, like Naruto's Biju doesn't actually do anything for, like, the first half of the series. So, I can kind of get it, but you have to have the drawbacks alongside the benefits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, character has this new set of powers and it's super awesome, that's great. But also, it kind of screws them over a little bit at certain times when certain conditions are met. So, it's probably going to be some bad times when those conditions are met.
Or, I have no idea how to use it at first.
Yeah, that works too. That's probably the more logical one. Or both. Both is probably the best way to do it because, you don't know how to use everything immediately. And then when you do know how to use it, there's, drawbacks to everything. But the thing is, giant rock man, that's great. I can't turn it off. Oh, fuck. For example. So, power overhaul.
Oh. This person now has this power. Yay.
For instance, one we're familiar with that was on the list on the page I saw, Ichigo gets the full bring powers and just knows how to use them instantly. To the maximum level.
But Ichigo's whole premise is basically he has the highest growth rate ever.
Because he's human, technically.
Along with, 9 other things.
He's everything. It's rainbow stew in there. No one knows what the fuck is in there.
The rainbow
at
stew,
least with
related to
Luffy,
disco stew.
At least with Luffy, when he got his devil fruit power, he was not good with it at first, because we get the flashback arc of when he first got it, when he was first training with it. It took him a long time to master that to the point where we can actually get to the first chapter.
Yeah, in fact, other characters were pretty much telling him, just use it as a fucking defensive power. People can't do any damage by punching you, that's great. Just leave it at that, you're never going to get the hang of this, and he eventually did after 10 years of training.
Yeah. I want to mention Fairy Tail when all of a sudden they gave Natsu lightning dragon powers as well.
That makes some sense, because it's still just fucking dragon powers.
Yeah, but it's just Then that brings us to the question, are all the dragons basically the same then? I mean...
Pretty much. It also brings up the question of why doesn't Natsu then give fucking the other dragon... I forget what all of their names are because I haven't read Fairy Tail in years. Why doesn't he just give the other Dragon Slayers his powers and vice versa, so they can all have super, 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 super Dragon Slayer powers?
Yeah, it kind of...
Since apparently you can do that.
Yeah, apparently you can. There's many reasons why I don't like Fairy Tail, and that's just...
Oh, so many reasons. Yeah.
I like having to work to master a new power the character gets.
It's part of the story.
I like that arc. I like the struggle of it. Because that way, if the power is powerful, you understand what it took for them to get to that point where they can use it. The biggest example of this that I don't think has been mentioned yet, Boku no Hero. My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever.
How do you care what he calls it?
Deku, he does not master his power, and he still doesn't master his power, and it takes him a lot of work to get to that point where he can actually use it in combat and not break his entire arm in the first 2 seconds.
It's gotten to the point where he breaks a finger.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just that... Yeah, and he also had to train for a year before he could even get to that point where he could actually use the power. It's just that is that sort of struggle of being able to learn that power and use it is interesting, and it can be quite enjoyable.
That's because, the process of a character developing or learning their power is also kind of a form of character development.
Yes.
For as far as their personality goes. Or,
now
how they get it done. Yeah, how they get it done can illustrate to you over the course of the story what kind of person they are, how they've developed, all that stuff.
Think of the Hulk and his struggle to control the Hulk. You know, his whole rage, so he can actually harness that power and use it.
Or not use it at the worst possible time.
Yeah, it's an interesting story arc. But when you have a character that gets the power, it's like, oh man, I can now do it just like this. I mean, the knee-jerk reaction is, okay, how?
That was pretty much our reaction to everything that happened in the last 30 chapters of Naruto. So,
What?
Yeah.
It's sheer confusion, and you're just like, this makes no sense anymore. I'm lost. I don't like this.
Makes me
power,
sad.
Power. And like, freaking Dragon Ball is just centered around raising your own abilities through training a lot.
Dragon Ball, surprisingly, is very grounded in that sense.
Yeah.
You want to be stronger? Train harder. That's pretty much the basis of it.
Yeah.
And don't push your limits like Trunks did when he tried to go Super Saiyan 2. And he's like, I have a more powerful form, but he did not test it out because he got super slow.
That wasn't Saiyan 2. That was,
no, that was his super. Yeah. It was 1.5. Essentially.
Well, it was the second 1.5, technically, but yes.
Yeah. But it's just being able to learn and experiment with those powers, quite frankly, makes more sense and can help link things together for the audience and can help develop the character, and it's just generally more fun to be able to see that.
Develop the powers, too. You might be able to come up with new abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah, the progression is what people like to see, and especially in Shonen.
Yeah.
So don't just say, okay, you have this power now. Oh, great, that's fantastic. I'm gonna go out and save the day. With this new power, I completely understand.
Yeah. Hey, I guess that's that topic done. Yay, the topic's being done. Stuff.
Yay.
We had no questions, so we're just gonna move on to recommendations. Who's got a recommendation?
I do.
Okay.
Alright, here it is. It's called The Greatest Prank. It's a Harry Potter looking for group crossover. It's kind of suspension of disbelief at the first part because it's Harry at a library just reading a webcomic. It's his favorite. It's looking for group. And so, as a joke, he sends a letter off to Richard to be his new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. And it actually works. He shows up at Welcoming Feast, and it's really good.
Okay, what's it called again?
The Greatest Prank.
Okay. Anyone else?
I don't have any fanfic recs, or really any recs, because I was in exams. So I've only just recently gotten free.
Summer hasn't hit yet, so I haven't gotten the influx of things being written. Thanks, phone.
I knew that was Kenshi. I just knew it.
Well, yeah, it's his ringtone.
Yeah, I know.
Well aware of that.
We all know it now. It's great.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's the end of the episode, because I got nothing else.
Yeah?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd like to thank everyone for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast episode 88. 88.
88.
Yep.
If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the blogspot page, the comments, or own personal profiles on fanfiction. Fuck it, just use the YouTube comments. Let's be real about this. No one uses anything else. You can get in contact with us through the YouTube comments down below.
And I will probably
please donate on Patreon. please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. There's a link to our Patreon account in the description on this video. Much appreciated, because,
If you do give more on Patreon, then I can afford more assets to buy for the D&D campaign.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So...
Sure. Yeah. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 88. Bye now.
Bye.
See you guys.
We are the champions, my friend.
Okay.
No one's going to join.
No.
Ken, you're not going to join in?
Not. Real champions
But
don't have to
you're
say
a champion.
Real champions don't have to say they're champions.
He's right. Real champions.
No, but they can if they want to. That's how it works, because they're champions.
No, other people
Well,
tell
okay,
you.
I can't argue with that.
Yes, you can. Other people tell you you're the champion. You don't get to call
Yeah,
yourself
and then you
champion.
can say it as much as you want. And,
All right.
I'm a
So,
champion.
Whatever.
yeah.
I don't care.
Which is all muddling, because he's not the only champion
I
anymore.
don't.
It's sad, really.
Mhm.
So, about D&D.
I still haven't finished the recording.
Yeah.
Oh.
We can talk about
So-
it later. We can talk about it after you finish the recording.
Yeah, I should probably do that right about now, right?
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.